Hi, welcome to our channel True Up. The United States, as we all know, is a developed nation, and its currency, technology, and financial markets are not only tools for people's existence, but also a source of longing for the majority of people. Many Chinese enterprises have launched on a worldwide market adventure in recent years, entering the US market one after the other. TSMC is a prominent example, however, because to Chinese firms' quick expansion, certain critical technologies in China have gradually eclipsed those in the United States. To that goal, the US has begun to target Chinese firms such as Huawei and TSMC. The United States requested vital chip cost data from TSMC in November of last year. Because TSMC intends to establish a factory in the United States, it was required to hand over vital data, which also left a revelation for Chinese enterprises, namely, to create independent key technologies and reduce reliance on foreign technology as soon as feasible. So, what if Chinese firms do not choose to grow in the United States? For example, CATL, a well-known Chinese battery producer, aims to develop plants in other countries in order to better participate in globalization. According to the most recent information I have received, CATL's first overseas facility in Germany has received the battery cell production license. What is the relevance of CATL establishing a facility in Germany in this regard? Or do you not need to pass over essential technology to the US? CATL plans to construct plants in other countries. New energy vehicles have become a key trend, with increased demand for the battery manufacturing business. CATL, based in China, has grabbed the industry trend and grown to become the world's largest battery maker. CATL's battery transfer capacity ranks top in many data lists, both domestic and worldwide, supplying the most power. CATL has gained significant industrial competitive advantages as a result of its knowledge of different leading battery technologies. CATL has occupied half of the battery power market in China, and there are still huge opportunities in the worldwide market. Therefore, CATL opened the door to the sea and constructed its first foreign facility in Germany. According to CATL, the first overseas facility has secured a battery cell production license in Thuringia, Germany, and the equipment is being installed. This is unquestionably wonderful news. It is highly advantageous for Chinese firms to usher in a breakthrough in the development of plants overseas, which is very useful to earning the favor of overseas markets and also develops a broader global platform for Chinese battery technology. CATL anticipates mass production of the first batch of cells by the end of this year, with an initial capacity of 8 GWh and a total expenditure of €1.8 billion. However, it does not rule out the idea of raising manufacturing capacity and investment size in the future. However, how it performs in the future remains to be seen. The implementation of CATL's foreign factories is the priority. What does this mean for CATL? What is the significance of CATL building a plant in Germany rather than the US? CATL's ambition to develop a facility in Germany appears to be little more than a straightforward seagoing strategy. But, given that there are so many worldwide marketplaces, why is it Germany and not the United States? What type of far-reaching impact does the construction of a plant in Germany have? First and foremost, Germany is a major player in the car sector. CATL will bring in greater market potential against the backdrop of German automakers' transition to alternative energy sources. German automobiles are world-renowned, and several well-known vehicle businesses and brands, like as Volkswagen and BBA, are German. In order to produce future-oriented smart automobiles, major automakers are also looking to alternative energy sources. But, no matter how clever it is, it must utilize a battery as long as it is a new energy source. CATL has the world's first title and distinction, which is a stepping stone in and of itself. Greater collaboration orders will be handed over to CATL in the context of the shift of German vehicle businesses towards new energy sources, ushering in more market potential for it. This might be one of the reasons CATL opted to establish a manufacturing in Germany. Second, from the standpoint of Chinese battery technology globalization, it has the potential to accelerate the market share of local battery technology. There are so many German automobile companies that if they all embrace CATL's battery technology, it would not only strengthen CATL's worldwide position as a Chinese firm, but it will also promote the globalization of China's battery technology. CATL's representation of Chinese firms will be acknowledged by governments all over the world. BYD, China Innovation Airlines, and other Chinese companies, for example, have a market share. Chinese firms with a significant number of cars are projected to accelerate and increase local battery technologies' market dominance. Impact on the worldwide market. As a result, it is critical for CATL to develop a facility in Germany, which will benefit both CATL's own worldwide architecture and the impact of domestic battery technology. However, with the construction of CATL's production in Germany, there has been some discussion about CATL not having to pass over its essential technology to the United States. Is CATL planning any additional international projects than establishing factories? CATL was suspected to be developing a plant in the United States before it was revealed that the German manufacturer had secured the battery cell manufacturing license, investing 31.8 billion yuan to build a battery factory in North America. CATL said, "No comment." This imprecise remark has fueled more suspicion. In terms of foreign layout, it appears that CATL may not just begin developing plants in one location. There is also the United States, yet there are differing views on the building of manufacturing in the United States. Because of LG New Energy and SK On, the two Korean battery manufacturers wanted to open plants in the United States as well, but were asked by the other side to exchange technical knowledge, which plainly needed Korean firms to hand up their fundamental technology. Many people are also wondering if CATL will have to hand up its technology if it develops a facility in the United States. However, now that CATL has arrived in Germany, numerous global market layouts may be launched from here, eliminating the need for factories to be built in the United States. If there is no need to create a plant, there is no reason to send over vital technology to the US. Of course, the majority of the above viewpoints are subjective. After all, how to grow the international market structure is determined by the company's own desires. I believe that a corporation the size of CATL would do extensive evaluations in every location where it builds, and that the knowledge it possesses must be more complete than that of the outside world. So, whatever the strategy is, it is contingent on CATL's official position. In conclusion, based on the precedent that TSMC was forced to hand over data by the US, CATL selected Germany to establish a facility rather than the US, and the Chinese battery giant CATL smartly avoided the same error from happening again. With the gradual implementation of CATL's overseas plant, a Chinese firm, I anticipate CATL will rely on this German facility in the future to strengthen its core voice in the battery market, led by the rapid expansion of electric cars. Once a corporation has a market edge, it can deal with sanctions whether or not certain governments desire them. Thanks for watching our video. We would appreciate it if you subscribed our channel and gave us a thumb. See you.